Watch this video, please, and I'll be right back.
Anybody else out there wondering what they're going to do when their parents' Social Security checks don't show up? When they can't pay their mortgage? Because I don't know about you. I am not moving into a room in my parents' house with all their dogs and all their cats and all their 60 years of fighting in order to save them. But I also am not willing to allow my parents to suffer in that way. So what are we doing? What are we going to do? What are we going to do when they start calling people and saying, come pick up grandma, come pick up grandpa, come pick up your disabled person that you can't lift, that is bedridden, that needs around the clock, 24 hours a day care, and that's why they're in a home on Medicaid. What are we going to do when children who are disabled rely on these services to get life-saving care and medication? Are we as a country going to sit around and watch these people suffer and die? This Joe Rogan, Elon Musk interview, where he says that the whole problem with Western society is empathy, and that it is obvious that what he's saying in that interview and in other places is that the poor, the disabled, the old do not deserve to be here, and that they are a weight, and that we should just, I guess, throw them in the streets and let them starve. We should just let them run out of oxygen. We should just not care. That's how we build a better future, is by not caring about other people. What are we going to do, the people who actually care about people? Because we've seen there are a lot of people who don't care about people. But what are we going to do? Because we care.
So she brings up a whole slew of very real possibilities that could happen as these massive governmental cuts get made under the Trump administration. And I'm going to touch on the first one that she brought up, which was, what are we going to do when our parents' Social Security check doesn't show up? I, at the current point in time, do not have somebody that's in a home. I do not have somebody that's on disability. I don't have somebody that needs round-the-clock care. So I'm going to focus on the one that I do have, which is elder people in the family who are on Social Security. So my in-laws. My parents are dead. My grandparents are dead. So we're gonna talk about my in-laws. My in-laws live, about 15, 20 minutes away from us. They're on Social Security. And if their Social Security checks stop coming in, they have a cash reserve, but not one that is going to enable them to live for the rest of their life. And there's a very real possibility that Donald Trump and this controlled government could cut their Social Security or eliminate it. Or at a minimum, fuck with it to the point where it's not showing up on time, it's not showing up in full amounts. So what do? Literally, this is what we as a family would have to do, I believe. I don't know, I would have to, obviously talk to everybody else in the family, but my knee-jerk reaction would be that the 5 children of the 2, so my wife is one of 3 that is her mom's, and then it's her stepfather, who has 3 daughters, and one of my wife's daughters or sisters has passed away. So there's 5 kids from the 2 parents. I would imagine that the 5 kids would have to get together and figure out how much each family could contribute to helping them stay alive. And that's just, okay, it would hurt all of the families because we would have to collectively pitch in to keep them alive. So it would take away from our budgets, it would take away from our income in order to keep them alive, but we would have to do it in order to keep them alive. And that's a rosy scenario. There are millions of people out there that don't have 5 kids that are all working that could potentially put their heads together and figure out a way to keep the family afloat. There are millions of people out there that are going to, if their Social Security gets fucked with, they're just fucked. So the very real side effects of the cuts that are going on already, and the cuts that we clearly see the Republicans trying to make, right? They are aiming for cuts to Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. They can tell you all day long they're not. They are. They are. And when and if they make those cuts, it's going to have real dramatic effects on millions of people, and it's going to have a ripple effect. If my wife and her siblings all have to get together and collectively pitch in to keep the in-laws, to keep my in-laws afloat, that hurts the in-laws, that they lost their income. It hurts all 5 families that they have to spend their money to keep the in-laws afloat. And it hurts the economy as a whole, because that's money that those 5 families are no longer spending out in their societies, in their communities, in their towns, in their cities, in their villages. The ripple effect just keeps going and going and going. And if you guys can't see the damage that they're trying to do and the effects that it could have, then hopefully when the cuts come in, the first people that are cut are people that are in your circle and not ours, so that you guys can finally see it. You guys can understand the effects of it. I mean, that's about the extent of it. You guys aren't going to see it until you fucking feel it. So when your parents' Social Security doesn't come in, give us a call.